Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Maximum RPM coming at you with another video today, and this is going to be part one out of however many parts this is going to take to get through all of them. This is part one, and we're going to be going over my Red Cat Piranha. So I'm going to be going over a collection of all my RC cars and what's been done to them, so you guys can know what you're looking forward to for this channel. So we're starting off with my Red Cat Piranha. This was sent to me by a good friend, Honey Lulu, and her husband, Wayne Kibler. They both have their own YouTube channels. Give me just a second, and I'll show you some of their logos. There's Honey Lulu, and here is Wayne Kibler, RC Adventures. Great people. I definitely recommend checking out their YouTube channels and their Facebook pages. Once you head over to their channel, we'll get everything sorted out. So they sent me this car. We made a little bit of a trade. And they sent me this Red Cat Piranha. And I've absolutely fallen in love with this truck from day one. Super fun, super fast, easy to drive, and it's really good. The one thing that was holding it back was, and still is, the servo. And other than that, it's really fine. It comes with everything you need to run. It even comes with a battery for you to run with. This is a nickel metal. I definitely recommend switching over to a LiPo, and it's ready to do that pretty much out of the box. But if you do want to run brushless, you will have to change pretty much all of the electronics, because this has a 2-in-1 speed controller. I know that they make this body in blue and in green, and I think you can buy a silver one. But I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. It was based off of a Camaro, and I think it looks awesome. So modifications that I've done. Next to nothing. The stock servo is still holding up, but that's because of the incredibly weak servo saver that it has. I mean, it's just floppy as all heck, but it's good because it makes sure that, well, first of all, if you kill the servo with the servo saver that's on it, you're either running this thing way harder than it was ever intended for, or you're doing something wrong. But with RC, there's no real way to do it wrong. So, you're running it harder than it was intended, and that's alright, because that means you have room for upgrades now. So the one issue that I had was that the original remote stopped working. And I wasn't a huge fan of that. But I did buy a new one, and it works just fine. I don't have any batteries in it because I no longer run this remote. But the remote is very comfortable. It does feel a little cheap, but it's a cheap truck. This is, Red Cat's, I believe this is their cheapest model. I would like to see them redo it and give it a little more attention in the electronics department, a little bit of a better radio, but at the end of the day, it is a great beginner truck, and I definitely see room for improvement, but they definitely got a lot right. Biggest issue that this truck has on the really weak servo is the shocks. Now, the shocks are great, but they put the same size shocks on all four. They are threaded, they are plastic bodies, but they are good shocks. This truck, it's really good, but all the weight is on the rear end of the thing, which means it doesn't turn the greatest, and even when it does turn, when the wheels are turned, it typically goes straight for quite a little bit. So you'll definitely want to get off the throttle, or drive it with the throttle. And you'll definitely see that in some of the videos coming up with it. They're just on some slash tires at the moment that I pretty much murdered. And the motor that I'm running is a brushless 9-turn. It is an OC day motor and speed controller setup. I do have this running off of a Traxxas remote. It's on a Traxxas receiver. I did smash the body mount, and there are two things that I have broken on this truck. The body mount, no big deal. That I screwed up. I landed upside down. And the rear differential. It has a different style differential than I'm used to. And I did break it. Now, The one complaint that I have about this truck is it has no slipper clutch. Red Cat, if you ever see this video, make this thing with a new gearbox where it has a slipper clutch. Once you do that, this truck will be next to perfect for beginners. It's super fast, it's super easy, it's an easy machine to get to know. It's fast, it's fun, and it's fairly durable. It is a truggy style. I'd say it weighs around 5 pounds, if I had to take a guess, 3 to 5 pounds. The weight balance is a little off. The weight is on the rear, but it's not too bad. You definitely get used to driving it. This isn't really a complaint. It's more of a, that's kind of weird. I'll just show you. Watch the tire. As the suspension travels, the wheel does not stay flat like most cars will. When it goes into a corner, on this side it's fine, but that side, it starts to get camber. Something they did, I don't know much about the whole suspension thing, that's a little more advanced than I'm used to. But they did something weird where suspension goes down and you go into a drift stance. And the front end does that too. Not a big deal. Not really a complaint, just more of an observation. I'm not sure how this would do on a track. The only thing I've ever had it on was a carpet track with this 9-turn. On the stock motor, I think you'd still have the same problem. You're going to be sitting like this. But, yeah, guys, there are a few things that are weird about the truck. It's goofy steering servo, and the way that it handles. It handles a little odd, but once you get used to it, it is pleasant to drive. But, yeah, this is definitely a great first truck. I believe this goes for about $120. Don't quote me on that. It's a fairly cheap truck. Good price, good truck. I would definitely recommend this, but Red Cat, you see this. Do something about your gearbox. Put a slipper clutch or something on it. But this is an amazing truck, and I just want to give another huge shout out and thank you to Honey Lulu and Wayne Kibler. I absolutely love this truck. It has been an absolute blast and a joy to own and drive. Honestly, this is one of my favorite RC cars just because of how pleasant it is to drive right out of the box. It's more stable than like a Slash, like when you're driving it in your yard. It's more stable than a Slash. I wouldn't say it's as durable, because I broke the transmission in this and I didn't in my Slash. But a couple little things, but no big deal. It's a cheap truck. It's a very entry-level, affordable truck. It's easy to work on. I would definitely recommend one of these guys. It's a super fun truck. And I know I'm sounding like a broken record a little bit here, but guys, believe me, watch some videos on this thing, and I think you will be just as impressed and surprised as I was. So yeah, guys, that is about it. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the bell notification so you get all my videos, because I upload frequently. And as always, guys, I hope that this video makes your day just a little bit better. Live life to the max, and stay awesome.